Hey guys, welcome back to the Techie Review. I know it's been a very long time since I made my last video reviewing the Razer Mamba, but I decided I needed to make another video for y'all. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how to replace the hard disk drive in a MacBook Pro. I will be using my 2011 15-inch MacBook Pro, and I'm just going to show you the process of uninstalling the old hard drive, putting the new one in, and then reinstalling your operating system. Okay guys, I honestly did not like any of the audio that I had in these videos, so I'm just going to do a voiceover. But here, as you can see, is my box with my new hard drive. I ordered it off of Amazon. It is a Seagate 7200 RPM 750 gig hard disk drive. It retails for a little over $100, but if you do some research you can find it cheaper. I got it off of Amazon for about $65, which is a really good price. And as you can see here, I'm opening it up, and you can see in the top right hand corner it's their Momentous line of hard drives, and it is in fact 750 gigs at 7200 RPM. And this hard drive will be replacing my stock 500 gigabyte 5400 RPM hard drive. So not only am I going to get more hard drive space, I'm also going to get a little speed boost in there with the faster RPM. One reason why I would recommend replacing your hard drive is, especially if you start to not have a lot of space left on your hard drive. I had about 50 gigs left. Once you get to the 100 gig space remaining mark, it actually starts to affect the performance of your computer, and in some cases can actually slow down your computer. So it's good to give yourself a good amount of space to have more files. And one thing I would definitely recommend, as you see here, that is my Time Machine backup that I have plugged up via FireWire. And so if you want to save all your data and save all your settings the way they are, run a Time Machine backup before you start this process. So to start off with our installation, as you can see, we have our MacBook Pro turned off. We have it on the bottom. We're going to need a AA Phillips head screwdriver, as we saw right there, and you're also going to need a T6 screwdriver, which is what that bit was. I got this screwdriver kit from Walmart for about $6, so you can get them pretty much anywhere, and it's not that expensive. Just make sure you get some good tools. Now, an optional tool, as you see here, oddly enough, this tool is called a Spudger, and really only thing I'm going to be using this for is unplugging cables inside the computer, just to make sure that I don't get my finger in there and mess something up. So it's just a good tool to have if you have it on hand. So I definitely wouldn't go out of my way just to buy it. Now, on the back of your MacBook Pro, you have 10 screws on the back. You have let's see if I can count, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom, 2 on the sides, and then 4 on the top. Now, your top 3 screws are actually longer than all the other screws. All the other screws are just kind of small screws, but your top 3 are actually longer in length. So when you're unscrewing everything, make sure that you keep those screws separate and that you know. So now I have all my screws undone. We're going to lift up the bottom of the MacBook Pro and just remove it to reveal the inside of our computer. Side note, guys, I apologize. I'm recording this with my phone, and I really need a tripod, so maybe for my next video I'll have a tripod. Right there, as you can see, is our old hard drive, and as you can see from the Apple logo in the lower left, it is the factory original. It's a Toshiba 5400 RPM 500 gigs. So to start this installation, we're going to unplug the battery, and that's just to be safe, that we don't short circuit anything. So we'll take our Spudger and just gently pry up, I'm sorry you can't see that, gently pry up the connections from the motherboard. This in no way hurts your computer and does not void your warranty at all. The two things Apple allows you to do that does not void your warranty is replace your hard drive and your RAM. So if you're worried about a warranty, you should be fine. As you can see, that I just pointed out, that is the bracket that is holding your hard drive into the computer, and there are 2 Phillips 00 screws that you need to replace, as I'm doing right now. So I have a little bit of trouble unscrewing them, but we eventually get there. So now that we have that removed, we just pull it up and pull it away, and good thing that Apple has on both their battery and the hard drive is they have this little plastic tab right here, and you just pull that up to pull your hard drive up. Be sure not to pull too far away, or else because your ribbon cable is still plugged in. So what you need to do is that simply just slides out, and I can't do it with one hand. So now I have it undone. Our hard drive is removed. As you can see, it's really easy. And so now the next process is going to be transferring the hardware. As you can see, these little tabs on the side, transferring that from our old hard drive to the new hard drive. Those tabs are what holds the hard drive into the computer. And optional, you don't have to do it, but I do it, is move this little plastic tab. And it's just an adhesive on the side of it, and you can just peel it up and put it onto the new hard drive. So we're going to need to use our T6 screw bit and remove the 4 bumpers on the side of the old hard drive and transfer them over to the new one. So you have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll just transfer those onto the new one. Okay, now we have the bumpers on our new hard drive. We have ribbon cable plugged back in, and as you can see, I transferred the plastic tab over to the new hard drive so that if in the future I replace this hard drive, it'll be a little bit easier to pull out. So what we're going to do is we're going to seat the bumpers back into the brackets. So you need to seat these front 2 that are closest to you into those brackets, and then the back 2 will just kind of fall in place. And then what we're going to do is come back and put this retaining bracket back in, and we will screw it back in with our double zero, I think I said double A earlier, 00 screw bit. Okay, now that we have our new hard drive properly seated back in, all the screws are in, we just need to safely re-plug in our battery. So just add even pressure and push the contacts back together and make sure that it's all plugged in. And then the next part is just put your back cover on. So it goes on the same way you took it off, just put it back on, and then make sure your larger screws are at the top, and then put all your other screws in. Okay, so now that we have the hard drive properly installed, next thing to do is install the operating system on it. What you have now is a completely blank drive, so if you turn on your computer, you're just going to get the little Apple logo and then a black screen with some error codes. So there's 2 methods to do this, and you actually need to do this before you put your new hard drive in. You need to make a bootable CD or USB bootable line drive. What I did, as you can see here, is I made a bootable disk, and I'm not going to go over how to do that. You can there are many websites you can find, and other videos you can find to make one. If I get enough requests, I will make one and show you how to make a bootable disk. So what you do is you restart your computer and press and hold the Option key. And so what it's going to do is, for me, it actually took a while for the disk to pop up, but you will see a disk or your USB drive pop up, and it will say Mac OS X or whatever you decide to call that disk or bootable drive. And what it will do is it'll boot up into your utilities folder that is here. And so what you need to do is select disk utility and open up disk utility. And remember, this is all running off of your bootable either USB drive or CD. It is not running off of your hard drive. So no, it might be a little slower than normal, but that's completely fine. So what you're going to see is you're going to see your new hard drive, and you're going to see the Mac OS X install ESD. What you need to do is create a partition on the new hard drive. So you're going to select your new drive, select partition, no, just kidding, sorry, select erase, and choose a name for your hard drive. I like to be standard, so I call it Macintosh HD. Click erase, it'll ask you to confirm it, and you'll do it. It'll be really quick with partitioning it, and now your hard drive is ready to install Mac OS X. You see you have one partition, it is the full 750 gigs, so now it's time to click reinstall Mac OS X. So you click go, the installer will pop up. Just go through all the prompts, select your new drive, click install, and it's going to take a while to install it. I'm just going to tell you. So now it's installed it. I just skipped through a bunch of stuff. It'll restart your computer, and though it went through that load screen, it has yet another load screen to go through. But this time it's actually booting off of your hard drive. So process is good. We're getting to where we want to go. So it's going to go through this install screen. It's going to take a while, so I skipped through it. It took about an hour. So now it's going to restart your computer, and you're going to get this little load screen. Sorry guys, I'm going through a little speed run. If I need to go back, I'll answer any questions in the comments down below. It's going to restart, and you were booted up on your new hard drive. So go through the setup process. I don't want to connect my keyboard yet. Set up the wireless, and this is where your Time Machine backup comes in handy. If you want to recover your old files, make sure you run the Time Machine loader. So plug in your Time Machine hard drive and tell it you can go through and specify which files you want it to copy over. So here we go. This is where you can just pick and choose. If you just want your applications, if you just want your user files, you can choose what you want to transfer over. I would recommend doing this before you go to sleep because it's going to take a very long time to transfer all your files. I timed it, and I think it took about 4 hours for it to copy the 400 gigs of applications and data that I had. So once it gets done with that, you're finishing up. As you see right here, it'll show you your new touchpad things for Lion at least. And this process goes for both Snow Leopard, Lion, and Mountain Lion. So it'll work with all those methods as far as installing your operating system goes. So there's a quick tutorial on how to install a new hard drive in your computer while installing the operating system and maintaining all of your user data. Guys, I know this video is pretty fast paced. I was talking fast, so if you have any unanswered questions, drop me a comment and I'll get back to it as soon as possible. Guys, I want to try and push out more videos like this onto my channel, so if you have any ideas, like, subscribe, drop me a comment on things you might want me to review or do how-to guides on. So, as always, thank you guys.